The Forbidden Love of Two Worlds. A small-town girl falls for a charming, arrogant big city guy with a reputation. Their love is toxic and all-consuming, but they can't seem to walk away from each other, even as they destroy their lives. She writes her story in an anonymous confession, torn between redemption and destruction. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for the invite to Anna's wedding. Not this. Not now. Not when I'm still stuck, drowning in old feelings and wondering if I'll ever get out of this black hole I've been circling for months. I can't even remember the last time I felt normal or alive. Really, the last few months, I've just been existing. You know that feeling when you wake up and you're not really awake but you're also not asleep? I think that's been my emotional state since the breakup, just floating. And then I saw it, Anna's wedding invitation. I stared at it, almost laughing at the audacity of it. Lucas is going to be there. I hadn't even thought about that, about him, until that damn invitation landed in my hands. I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't a sharp pang or a bitter ache or anything that makes you drop to your knees. It was more like being slapped with reality, but slowly, like a realization spreading across my chest. He's still in my world, not in the "I'm still in love with him" way, but in the "he's part of the same damn world I'm trying to heal from" way, and I can't believe that I have to face that. It's like someone dropped a rock in a puddle of water, and it ripples out in all directions. The worst part? I don't even know why I care. I mean, he was a toxic mess, that's the truth, right? Toxic. He pulled away when I needed him, stayed distant, and somehow made me question if I was enough, if I was worth loving at all. God, I hate myself for missing him still. But here I am, considering it, the invite. I want to just toss it, say no, and crawl back into the hole I've made for myself, my bed, my couch, maybe some wine. But then there's this nagging voice. You need to do this. You need to move on. You'll regret not going. Ugh, that voice is so much louder than the one telling me to stay put and wallow. I look at the invitation again. Anna and Jason's wedding. You've been invited. We hope you can make it. It should be an easy decision, right? Stay away from all the chaos, protect myself, heal. But what am I healing from, really? Do I even know? I thought I was getting better. I'm running my business. Kind of. Still have my friends. Sarah's always there with her blunt advice, the kind that feels like a punch, but, honestly, I need it. And yet, when I'm alone, in the dark, with just my thoughts, I don't feel healed. I feel like I'm still missing something, like part of me is locked away in the version of myself that was with him. I mean, fuck. I don't want to see him. I don't want to feel those things again, the way I've been feeling every time I picture him in my head, which, by the way, is all the time. But I also know I can't stay like this forever. Stuck, alone, waiting for him to somehow fix me. He doesn't deserve that power. Not anymore. But it's like there's this sick part of me that still wants closure, wants something from him, maybe even wants to hear him say something to make it better. But I don't know what that something is. Maybe I'm hoping that by seeing him again, the pieces will finally click, or that I'll be able to prove to myself that I can actually move on. But who am I kidding? This feels like the stupidest thing ever, but I can't ignore it. It's like I have no choice. My head's going in circles. Ugh, God, I hate this. I hate him for being this hard to forget, for making me question myself when I know I'm worth more than that. But maybe I need to see him. Maybe I need to face this once and for all and get some sense of control over my own life again. But then, I don't know if I'm ready for this. What if I'm not ready? What if I show up, and the moment I see him, I fall apart? What if I fall apart in front of everyone? What if I show up, and he's just moved on? I can't deal with that, not yet, not after everything we've been through, not after all the broken promises and the times I had to sit alone at home, crying, wondering if he was out there just forgetting about me. But here I am, staring at the damn invitation, feeling all these things, anger, bitterness, guilt, and somewhere deep inside, a tiny, stubborn hope. Maybe I'm just looking for something. A sign that maybe he's not as cold as I remember. A sign that I didn't completely ruin it, but I know better. I know better, right? I want to scream. Sarah would tell me I'm being ridiculous. She always does. She'd probably tell me that if I really wanted to heal, I need to stop looking back and stop letting him hold any more power over me. But God, it's so hard when the love you thought was real was just a fucking illusion. And what if I never find something like that again? I'm such a mess. Maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I just don't know anymore. But then, that part of me, the part that still craves closure, that still wants to understand it all, piece by piece, tells me I can't keep running from it. Maybe, just maybe, seeing him one last time will make everything finally click. I don't know. But I didn't leave. I didn't reject the invite. I RSVP'd. And now, I'm left with the looming question. What the hell did I just do? I wasn't ready for this. I'd been doing so well, or so I told myself. I hadn't thought about him in weeks, or at least, not as much as I used to. I was getting good at pushing him out of my head. But the moment I stepped into that stupidly lavish venue, there he was, Lucas. I froze, literally froze. I think I even stopped breathing for a second. He was laughing with a group of people, leaning in. The same way he used to when he was pretending like he was just that interested in whatever stupid thing they were saying. And for a second, I thought maybe I had imagined it, that maybe it wasn't him, and my mind was playing tricks on me because I hadn't even seen him in months. But no, it was him, of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? I'd convinced myself I was done with this chapter, that I had turned the page, but the page just got stuck, didn't it? He looked the same, better, actually, more put together somehow, like time had done him a favor while I was over here, falling apart. The guy was just too much, too goddamn good looking, too charming, effortlessly the center of attention. I wanted to hate it. I wanted to hate him, but my body wouldn't let me. My pulse sped up before I even realized what was happening. I swear I could feel my heart in my throat. I'm so not supposed to feel this. I'm supposed to be over him. He was supposed to be the guy I didn't need, the guy I was better off without, and yet, here I am, frozen, watching him like an idiot, trying to breathe like I haven't just been knocked back into a time when everything wasn't okay, when I wasn't okay. Lena, hey, it's Sarah's voice, pulling me back to reality, or whatever passes for it now. She's waving her hand in front of my face like she's trying to wake me up from a trance. You okay? You look like you just saw a ghost, and I'm just standing there, totally fucking paralyzed. My body has all the feelings I never knew how to deal with, and my brain is just stuck in neutral. I think I mutter something like, I'm fine, or just forgot something, but none of it's real. I don't know what I said. I'm barely even listening to myself. I'm too busy staring at him, Lucas, standing there in his perfect tailored suit, his jawline sharper than the last time I saw him, his eyes still warm in a way that makes me feel like I've been dipped in ice water. He doesn't look at me, not at first. Why would he? I'm just Lena, the ex, the one he moved on from. I hate how it hurts even now, the idea of him seeing me as just that, someone from his past, just another story, just another name he forgot to text back after 2 weeks. I try to convince myself that I don't care that he's probably talking to someone else in that way, or laughing about something stupid, or just being him, that I'm stronger than this. But then he looks up, and our eyes lock. For just a second, the world stops moving. I feel it in my chest, the pull, the sick, deep pull of a person you thought you could forget, but can't, not really. He doesn't say anything at first, but it's like he's been waiting for this moment, like he knew I would be here, and of course he would. This is Lucas, after all, the guy who always managed to show up at the worst times, and I'm still just here. I watch his lips part, like he's about to say something, but he doesn't. He just smiles. It's that smile, the one he reserved for, well, for me, once upon a time, the one that's never quite real. He flashes it to the crowd, but I can feel the weight of it, like it's meant for me. I just can't. I feel my phone buzz in my pocket. It's probably Sarah, doing her usual thing, checking in on me, asking if I'm okay, telling me to walk away before I make a scene or something. But what do? I'm so fucking stuck. What if I'm not over him? What if seeing him here, seeing him smile, makes everything I thought I'd healed from just shatter? What if I'm still a fucking mess? But I can't leave. I can't just walk away and pretend none of this is happening. I'm not ready for this. For him, I'm not ready to feel again. God, why is it so easy for him to just walk into a room and own it, to smile like he's got everything together, like he didn't rip my heart out when he left? I hate that. I fucking hate it. But I can't stop looking at him. I can't stop wondering if he feels any of this, too. Lena, his voice this time. It's not a question, but I know it's him, calling my name like I've always been his to call, like we didn't have a whole life together that ended like a fucking train wreck. I feel my pulse hammering against my chest, and it's so loud, it's like everything else disappears. I don't even know if I'm ready for this conversation. I know I'm not, but somehow, I know it's coming, and I can't avoid it any longer. But I can't make my legs move. I keep telling myself, you don't need him, you're fine, you're over him, you're better than this. but none of it feels real, none of it. And that's when it hits me. I'm still waiting for him to look at me and decide I'm enough, waiting for him to say the things I always needed him to say, but I know, deep down, that he never will, not really. He never loved me enough to do that. I should have known, God, I should have known. But I didn't leave. I don't know what I expected, I really don't. It's like I went into this conversation with him thinking something would click back into place, like we'd have some heart-to-heart and everything would make sense, like, maybe he'd apologize, or maybe he'd finally say what the hell happened, why it ended, why we ended, but I don't know. I guess I was just hoping for a neat little bow. But there's no bow, there's never been a bow. I should have known better. I mean, if I'm honest with myself, I never really got closure. Closure was something I told myself I wanted, but what I was actually looking for was him, his words, his explanation, some explanation, maybe to make it all make sense, because let's be real, the way things ended with us, that didn't make sense, not to me, not even now. So, here I am, standing there after the wedding, talking to Lucas like we never even broke up, like all that time, all that heartache, was just erased. We're just talking, but the words feel empty. We talk about the wedding, our old friends, the weather. But I'm so aware of how not okay we are. The elephant in the room is so big, it's practically suffocating us, and I don't know why I'm still trying to act like it's not there. What am I doing? Why did I think this would be different? Why did I think this would feel like anything other than painful? And then, because why not make this even more of a goddamn emotional roller coaster? He looks at me, like, really looks at me, and for a second, I almost see the Lucas I knew, the one who used to look at me like I was the only person in the room, like I mattered more than anything, like I was, I don't know, special. But then it fades, like a trick of the light, or maybe just a mirage, because then he says it. I've been thinking about you a lot, you know, and I feel my heart lurch, and I hate myself for it. I hate myself for still wanting to hear it. I hate myself for hoping maybe, just maybe, he's actually saying something real for once. Maybe he's actually going to tell me why he left, why he couldn't even fight for us, because yeah, I know I'm supposed to be over him, but I'm not, and I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. I want to ask him, why the hell didn't you fight for us? But I can't, because I don't even know if I want the answer. I don't know if I want him to say, I messed up, Lena, I was too afraid of losing myself and I couldn't handle it, because what does that even mean? What would I do with that? What would I do with his guilt? I don't want him to feel bad for what he did, I want to feel something else. Yeah, I finally say, I don't even recognize my own voice. But it's there, it's thick with the kind of words I didn't know how to say before. And the thing is, I know what's coming next, I feel it, he's going to pull away again, just like he always does. And maybe that's why I hate myself even more, because I'm bracing for it. I'm bracing for him to backpedal, to go cold. To leave me with that ache in my chest that I know so well by now, the ache that's been here, lurking, waiting for me every time we talked, waiting for me every time I let myself think that maybe, just maybe, we'd figure it out. But then, God, I can't even breathe for a second. He says it. I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry. I freeze, my brain stumbles for a second, because what do you even do with that? He says it, but he doesn't say it, you know? Like he says the words, but they feel empty, they feel practiced, like the kind of sorry someone says when they know it's what they're supposed to say but it doesn't mean anything, not really. And I know that's not fair, I know that's a shitty way to look at it, but it's the truth. And I just look at him, I stare at him, and for a second, I can't even breathe. Is this what I wanted? Him to say sorry and expect me to feel some kind of relief? But then, he keeps going, like he's trying, like he's reaching for something but just keeps missing it. I just didn't think. He stops himself, runs a hand through his hair, and looks down. I just didn't think we were right for each other anymore, Lena. And there it is, the old, stale excuse that makes me want to scream. We weren't right for each other. I repeated under my breath, but I know he didn't hear me, because if he had, he'd know exactly how stupid that sounded. We were right, for a time, we were right. He doesn't get it, he still doesn't, and I don't get him either, not anymore, not when he says something like that. I'm not even angry, I don't know what I am. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm just tired of trying to find meaning in his words when they don't mean anything. They never have, they never will, and there's that voice again, the one in my head that says, let it go, Lena, let it go. He's not the one you need anymore. He never was, he's not the answer. But then why does it hurt so much? I want to say something, anything. But I just stare at him. I don't know what I expected. I don't know what I was hoping for. But it's not this, not this. And the thing is, I can't even hate him anymore. But God, I hate myself for not being able to walk away from this. Because all of a sudden, I feel like I'm that stupid girl again. The one who believed in him. The one who thought that love could fix everything. I'm still that girl, aren't I? Just with a few more scars, a few more lessons learned the hard way. But I didn't leave. I don't know when it happened, exactly. It wasn't one single moment, it was more like, I don't know, a million little things adding up until I finally realized I was suffocating myself, holding my breath for something that would never come, and that thing, whatever I thought I was waiting for, was Lucas, or the idea of Lucas, not the real person, but the one I kept trying to piece together in my head. And God, I don't even know why it took me this long to see it, why I couldn't accept that maybe, just maybe, the person I thought I loved wasn't even real to begin with. Maybe that's what it is. The person I thought I loved didn't love me back, not in the way I needed. He never understood me. He never really understood me, and I don't even know how to say this without sounding like a cliché, but I deserved better. I still deserve better, and I know it sounds stupid, of course. I deserve better. We all deserve better, but somehow, with him, with us, I just couldn't get myself to believe it. I just kept hoping he'd be different. It's like, now, I'm seeing all the cracks in the picture I'd been holding onto for years. I'd been the one running after him, pulling at the seams, making excuses, trying to patch things together. I convinced myself that the love we had was enough to heal all the damage. So stupid. Why? Why did I think that? Maybe because I wanted it to be real. Maybe because I thought I could fix it. Maybe because I thought if I loved hard enough, he'd love me back in the same way. But he didn't, and that is what hurts the most. I can see it now. The way he'd pull away when I needed him the most, the way he'd hide when I'd ask the tough questions, the way I'd always be the one trying to fix things, to make him feel better, to prove that we were worth fighting for. I was always fighting for something that was already slipping through my fingers. It's funny how right now, this moment, feels so much clearer than anything I've felt in years. I'm sitting here, the night after the wedding, in my bed, staring at the ceiling like I'm waiting for the universe to tell me what to do. But the truth is I already know what I have to do. I've known all along, haven't I? I've known, but I just didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to let go. Letting go meant accepting that he wasn't coming back, not in the way I needed him to. Letting go meant the end of everything we could have been. But here's the thing, we weren't ever really that thing. We were just two people who were in love with the idea of each other, and I thought I could change that. I thought he'd change. But no, I can't keep doing this. He's never going to get me. He's never going to understand what I needed from him, and that's the hardest part, isn't it? I keep holding on to the hope that maybe one day he'll come around and apologize, and maybe then we can fix everything. But no, that's not how this works. I can't spend my life waiting for him to come back, for him to fix me. He doesn't even know how broken I am. Hell, he doesn't even know how much he's hurt me. I told him about the things that stung, about the things that still haunt me, and he looked at me, his eyes so cold, and said, "I'm sorry," like that was supposed to fix it all, like it was supposed to make everything okay. But it didn't, it doesn't, and it never will. I don't know what I expected from him, a declaration of love? A big romantic speech that somehow made everything right? No, I was stupid for expecting that. I should have known better. I didn't even need him to come crawling back, begging me to forgive him. That's not what I wanted. What I needed was someone who could see me. I needed someone who could recognize the person I was, not just the girl I used to be when things were good. I needed someone who could see my scars and still want me. But Lucas couldn't do that. He could never do that. No matter how much I kept telling myself he would. God, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I keep going back to him, again and again, like I'm asking him to do the thing I should have done for myself. I'm looking for closure from someone who doesn't even see the things I need to be healed. It's like waiting for a man to fix the broken parts of me. But he's never going to. I've been waiting for him to fill that hole that's been sitting in my chest since forever, and I'm realizing now, I don't need him to fill it. I need to do that. It's terrifying, you know? Because now, if I let go, I'm really alone. No more excuses. No more, maybe next time. It's just me, and I can't lie. That scares the hell out of me. The idea of never having someone who knows all my ins and outs, someone who's seen me at my worst and still wanted to stay. But, let's be honest, what I had with Lucas wasn't even real in that way. It wasn't unconditional. It was messy. It was damaging. He never looked at me with the kind of love that makes you feel safe, makes you feel at home. He looked at me like I was an inconvenience, and I can't keep pretending like that's enough. It's so hard to admit this. I keep trying to bargain with myself, trying to convince myself that I need him, that we need each other, that I can just wait for the day he figures his shit out and comes back to me. But that's just more lies I'm telling myself. I can't live in this cycle. I can't keep waiting for something that isn't going to happen. So, here I am. This is me letting go. This is me deciding that no matter how much I want him back, I'm going to be the one who decides to walk away. It doesn't matter if I get the closure I want, or if he ever really apologizes for all the shit he put me through. It's over. And maybe it's going to hurt like hell for a while. Maybe I'll cry tonight, and tomorrow, and the next day, but I have to keep reminding myself that this pain is the kind that means I'm growing. It means I'm stepping into something new. It means I'm finally ready to let go of all the weight he put on me. I'm ready to heal. But the scariest part? I'm scared of how strong I'm becoming. It's like I'm giving up the safety net of my past and trusting that I can walk alone. But I can walk alone. I have to. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because I deserve it. I've been waiting for him to fix the past for so long. But that's not his job. That was always my job. And I'm finally doing it. It's time. It's time to move on. And that's when I realized, I'm not waiting for anyone anymore. It's funny how you don't realize how much you've been suffocating until you finally take a real breath, and it fills your lungs, like you've been walking around with your hands over your face for years, thinking it was just your shadow, not even questioning it, just getting used to the weight, and then, one day, bam, you finally pull your hands away, and you see the sun again. It's disorienting, but it's also freeing. I don't know when it happened, exactly. I can't pinpoint the exact moment it clicked in my brain, like a switch flipping. It wasn't anything dramatic, no light bulb moment or some big realization. It was more like a series of small cracks in a wall that had been holding me together, the wall that I'd built out of memories and lies. And then, slowly, those cracks just got wider and wider, until one day, I could see through it. I could see myself. I think I've been fooling myself for a while now. I told myself that maybe I just needed closure, that maybe if I saw Lucas again, just once, it would make the ache go away. I thought it would give me a sense of peace, maybe even answers to questions I wasn't sure I wanted answers to. But what I got was nothing. It was like staring into a mirror and seeing someone I barely recognized anymore. Isn't that the worst part? When you realize that you've been waiting for someone to change, someone who can't even see the person you are now, let alone the one you were when you first met? I keep thinking back to the night after the wedding, Lucas and I, standing there in the dim light, talking like we used to. The words were easy, too easy, and everything felt too familiar. I wanted to fall back into it, you know? To believe that maybe, just maybe, we could pick up where we left off, erase all the shit that went down, and just start over. But that's not how life works, right? You can't just reheat something that's gone cold, no matter how much you want to. I want to scream at myself sometimes. When I think about it, about how stupid I was. I'm not mad at Lucas anymore, not really. He's just a person who made a lot of mistakes, a person who hurt me, but who also hurt himself. I get that now. But I'm mad at me. Mad at myself for staying in something that didn't love me back the way I needed it to. Mad for convincing myself that being loved the wrong way was better than being alone. I told myself that I was okay with being second, that I could live with being the person who didn't get the full picture, the one who had to beg for affection, the one who had to twist herself into something else to fit into his world. And somehow, somewhere along the way, I started to believe it. I started to believe that being enough wasn't a requirement, that love was just about compromise, about silencing your own needs for the other person's. I let myself get twisted in that lie for so long. But here's the thing, that was never love. That was me begging for breadcrumbs from a person who was too scared to even give me the whole loaf. And I keep thinking about how much I allowed that, not just from him, but from myself. How I just kept going, kept hoping, kept waiting for things to be different. I kept thinking that if I loved him enough, if I tried hard enough, it would finally click. I deserve better than that, not just a little better, like a few crumbs more, but better. I deserve to be seen, to be understood, to be chosen, not as a backup plan, not as someone who fills the space until something better comes along, but as the first and only choice. I deserve to feel whole on my own, not have it depend on whether or not someone else can fill in the gaps. And I think, finally, for the first time in forever, I believe that. You ever have that moment where you stop pretending? Where the lies you've been telling yourself about who you are, about what you're willing to accept, just fall apart? It's like a huge weight lifting off your chest, but also like standing there naked in front of a mirror, realizing how many layers you've been hiding under. It's freeing, but it's also terrifying. I won't lie, I'm still scared, terrified, actually. What if I'm just destined to end up alone? What if this whole better thing is a fantasy? What if Lucas was the one I was supposed to end up with and I just missed my chance? What if, when I stop waiting for him, I'm just left here, alone with nothing but the emptiness? I'm scared of being alone, of having no one to hold me, no one to love me, and maybe that's why I kept holding on for so long, because I thought being alone would be worse than being with someone who didn't really see me, but now I'm starting to get it, that fear. It's so much smaller than the fear of not being whole on my own, the fear of being broken forever. The fear of clinging to someone who doesn't see me, who never did. I think I needed to say this, for me, I think I needed to type this out and put it out there for the universe, because maybe, just maybe, writing it down makes it real. I needed to hear myself say it, even if no one else does. I deserve better, I do. It feels like a little seed inside me now, this idea. It's so fragile, but it's there. And maybe it'll grow into something bigger, maybe it won't, but I think I'm okay with that. Because at least, for once, I'm not holding on to something that doesn't belong to me anymore. God, I should have known. I should have known that I didn't need him to make me whole. But it's fine, I know now, and that's what matters. I'm not holding on anymore, I'm not waiting. But what comes next?